This is Black Motherhood Unplugged, Juggling Life, Working Kids, a space for honest hearts and imperfect journeys. I'm your host, a 43 years young mom handling ADHD, anxiety, overstimulation, and other things, and solo parenting, and still showing up. I started this podcast to prove that we don't have to have it all together to be enough, to be seen, to be heard. I've kept recording this podcast because there are other mothers out there who need to know they're not alone. This year, I spoke with God and I decided this year will be different. I'll heal. I'll do the work. I'll rediscover myself. It hasn't been easy, but here we are, together, listening, learning, and growing. Now let's begin. Hey y'all, how are y'all doing? How's everyone? How are you feeling? I hope you're liking the new intro. I'm kind of digging it. I'm feeling a huge shift in my world, and if you're listening, you're probably experiencing the same thing. I want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you for taking the time to press play and to listen to my voice, to listen to what I have to share, to listen to what I got going on regarding my life as who I am, as Jasmine, as a woman discovering herself, a woman having some revelations on a regular basis these days, a woman going through therapy, healing, breaking generational curses, as well as a mother of 3 boys and being just that. I'm going to go with the flow here. I initially had a title for today's episode, but I'm allowing myself to be guided right here. So I'm going to say this is a freestyle. So whatever comes of this episode and whatever I call it is what it is, because I initially had it to be called something else, but I'm just going to talk about it. I am learning so much about myself, especially these 30 days that I had off from work. I actually go back to work on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. I will say these 30 days were absolutely needed. I needed to be off. I needed to take care of myself. I needed to understand, and I pray some pretty bold, big prayers, and when I do, shit happens. And it wasn't until today, which would be Monday's the 30th day, so 29, 28th. It wasn't until today, 28th is like one of my favorite numbers anyway, that I had a revelation and overall understanding about what I have going on in life right now, and how much of an overdoer I was. I was doing too much, and I was doing too much in a sense of being the eldest daughter in my culture as a Colombian American. We carry a lot. And my therapy session on Friday, right after I had my physical therapy session, my mental health therapy session, my other mental health therapy session, I met with my therapist, and we were talking some things out. And right now we're going through boundaries and how much of them I did not have. Like, my boundaries were non-existent. I thought I did, but I didn't have it. And she also has me reading the book Set Boundaries by Nedra Glover Tawwab. And I was doing too much seeking validation because I wasn't receiving the love that I needed growing up from both of my parents. I also had an understanding today too that I shared with my sister. I was overcompensating, being the older sister, someone that everybody could count on, because of how much I felt like an outsider. And you I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Um, even with that, I have been experiencing some boundaries being crossed with my children, and I shared it with my therapist, and I said I sometimes feel like I have to make up for what their dad isn't doing, and she was like, no, you cannot do that. That is not for you to do, and it's true, and I know this. And I said it, and I'm being raw and authentic and very transparent with my therapist because I need to do the work, and I'm bringing up these things so that I have an understanding, and I'm coming to an understanding based off of what we're going through, the work that we're putting in for me to heal. And I'm just understanding a lot, and I'm taking a huge step back from being the older sister that everyone can count on, because at the end of the day, everyone has their own life going on, and I cannot interfere with their journey because no one interfered with my journey. No one interfered with my journey. One of the questions too that she asked, and I probably brought this up, and I say this a lot whenever I'm recording because I don't keep tabs. Like, first of all, I have ADHD. I don't keep tabs of everything or all the episodes that I record. I record it. I don't edit it. I only add like my intro, and then I'll listen to it after I've uploaded it. Why am I going to go back and edit shit? This is raw and authentic, right? Raw and authentic, raw and transparent. You're getting what you're getting. And she had asked me, you know, when you're going through things, who checks up on you? And I named who checked up on me, and she was like, you didn't name anyone in your home. And of course my kids don't count, but I have my sisters here. And in my mind, I'm just telling myself everybody has life going on, which is true. Everyone does have life going on. But the saying, like, you can't expect people to treat you like you treat people. You can't expect you from other people. And it's true, and I'm not mad about it. It's just that I talk about, in the beginning of this year, reciprocity. And I can't blame anyone for not giving me what I give them, because I would give them these things without them even asking. And I'm taking a step back. And I've noticed a difference in my stress by taking a step back. And I'm talking to my sister, and she's telling me, I hope you don't see me or think that I view you this way, because we went in depth with it, and I shared with her, like, I always provide unsolicited advice because I want to help. I don't want my siblings specifically, my kids specifically, to go through things that I went through. I want to prevent that. But I am not who I am today if I had people intervening with the lesson God had in place for me. But what I can do is guide. So rather than doing the work for them or handing it to them in their hands, well, this is how I would do it. Or have you gone here? So I'm reprogramming myself. I'm killing off myself, which has been challenging these past 30 days, of among other things that I had going on, to be different. And I talked to God, and I said, I'm gonna heal. This year is going to be absolutely different. And because I said these things, and because I've said some bold prayers, God is actively shifting my world, my energy, due to those prayers. And I'm embracing it, and I have no choice to embrace it because I want different. I don't want to continuously live in the same hell that I was living in. Replaying things from the past, going back to people that I have no business going back to, having the same thought pattern from before. Like, what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's not the case. So I'm actively doing different. I'm actively, first and foremost, I had no choice but to get my ass in the gym. because my mental health depended on it. And I've embraced it, and I've changed some things with the way that I eat, and challenged myself to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go to the gym, and just restructure the way I thought life was supposed to be because of timing, and also leaning into, you don't have to do this right now. Also, really viewing this world and doing things for the sake of, how do you feel about it, Jazz? Rather than, how do I think this other person will look at me? It's the craziest shit. And I'm being transparent with you guys and honest. And I would catch myself because I'm like, why do I think that way? It was because I was seeking validation this entire time. And then there's the relationships types, the people that I've dealt with. And I'll just say, my guide really truly like intervenes. And I've said this prayer too. Like I've shared it. I went on several dates with this one guy last week. Excuse me. Pardonnez-moi. 2 weeks ago. And I've said, like, even in my prayer, it doesn't matter, like, if I'm just interacting with this person. Like I said, I was going to get out, I was going to meet new people, which I am, right? But I also told myself that, I spoke to my guide, and I said, you know, I don't want to deal with people that are not for me. And literally, and I've also said, like, if this person doesn't have good intentions, like, eliminate them. And they were eliminated. And I was kind of bummed about it because we were vibing. This was different too. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all, I know I'm going a little bit. No, I'm not going left with it because I said there's no specific title to this episode. I'm just freestyling it. I do not believe that my life partner is black. I tried something different. I don't even say I dated. I went out with a Mexican. First of all, on Hinge, the shit said he's 5'9". We're the same height. Because when he kissed me, we were nose to nose. He's sexy though. Oh my God, that was different. That was very different. I kind of just went back there. I'd be transporting real fast when I'm telling the story. Anyway, it was a good time. It was a good experience. But me experiencing him, actually, now I'm not just zoning in on black men when I'm outside. I'm actually looking at everyone. So now when I'm at the gym, I actually see men that are not black looking at me. Because when I'm in there, I kind of have only like eyes for black men. I'm not racist or anything like that. That's not the case. I've just never saw myself with anyone outside of it. And here's my understanding with that. And I started and could this be subconsciously planted too? Because for forever, and I've shared this with you guys before, like I've had readings and so on and so forth. For forever, I've been told that my life partner is not black. I was recently told this twice in a span of 2 months as well, by 2 different spiritual teachers that I work with. So I take this person that I went on 4 dates with in 6 days, by the way. We were talking for 2 weeks, by the way. It was kind of like an exposure kind of thing, because God does things in ways where he knows I will understand, I will see, it will click for me, because this is the relationship that God and I have. He knows what's gonna get Jasmine's attention. So anyway, I'm open to it. I'm absolutely open to it. I also joined this app. It's called, oh, it's on my other phone. Oh no, wait, I think I downloaded it on here, or it downloads on my other phone as well. I have two phones, y'all. Um, one that's connected, the one that's not. But I use it for like my videos and editing and so on and so forth. I don't think it's on here, but it's called Meetup. And basically, you join these groups of these like-minded things that you like to do, whether it's going to plays, concerts, lounges, brunch, so on and so forth. And you look at the event, and if it's something that you want to do, you go. I signed up for one to go on Friday, but it was like, I don't think I want to go to this 80s thing. However, I am going to step out of my comfort zone and also do that, because I know that life is not always about being comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable in order for you to evolve and to grow and so on and so forth. All that blah, blah, blah shit. So I am going to, I would get up, but I'm not going to get up because I'm super comfortable right now. But anyway, I am, before I go to bed, I'll probably look at it tomorrow because it's pretty late right now, and see what they got going on, because I will come back and tell y'all, hey guys, I went here and it was super fun. And life, my social life, the things that I desire are outside of my comfort zone. Every time I've stepped outside of my comfort zone and built some form of confidence, I have confidence, but then there are times when I'm like, do I really want to do that? I recently leaned into the understanding that you don't always have to be in a mood to do something, because there are things that you have to do that are going to benefit you, that you must do, and you're not going to be in the mood for. Like, I'm not in the mood to get up at 4 a.m. every morning and go to the gym, but when I'm in that bitch, I feel fucking great. So I'm just doing it. Anyway, back to therapy, setting boundaries, even setting boundaries with my kids. I told my therapist, I said, I was looking at everybody. Mind you, I went to go see her in person, and she's near the fucking Intercontinental Bush Airport. That's like an hour away from my crib, and I drove it because I'm off and I had the time and I needed to get the fuck up out the house. And it was even better in person. I absolutely loved it. Anyway, I think I'm going to do that once a month, like be off or like take a half day and go see my therapist in person, because I think it's just so important. I also have family therapy with my kids, and I'm doing that once a month, and then they're doing individual therapy once a month as well, because that's just too much. I need weekly therapy for right now. Especially with the work that I got going on and just being consistent. Like, that's one of the things that I am working on for myself this year, is being consistent, because people with ADHD, we don't fucking like structure. We have a plan, we have a schedule in mind, and it can't be structured because we easily get bored or we won't be consistent. But this is me pushing through that procrastination, that wall, that inconsistency, pushing through that to succeed, to make life better for me, because I can't keep holding myself back because I'm not in the mood to do something, or I don't want to stick to this schedule. Shit gotta happen. Even with my bills, I'm back on track with my bills and paying off my credit cards at 100%. And just getting my shit together. And 2026 is going to be beautiful because of the work that I'm putting in right now, the work that I have been putting in for 2025. So I'm very grateful for that. So I had told my therapist, I said after that therapy session, like, I was in shock to know that and realize and come to the understanding, like, I literally had no boundaries. So whenever I would go off on someone, it was because I was setting up a boundary that they weren't used to me setting, because people always had their way with me. However, because I'm nurturing, I'm a giver, I'm always looking for validation, not really knowing that that's what it was that I was doing, overcompensating. I am a lover girl. I'm also a person that operates on acts of service. I love to give, but I love to give to receive. Thank you so much, I appreciate you, kind of a shit, rather than just, this is me, this is who I am, and loving me for who I am and not what I'm doing for you. And I said, she says, yeah, the drive home after a session is always the toughest, and you got a whole hour. It was so rough because I was replaying everything, and I'm like, wow, my entire life was like this because of myself. No one taught me boundaries. No one taught me boundaries. At my big ass fucking age, I thought I had boundaries. No, there are healthy boundaries. There are rigid boundaries. It's just so much. My assignment right now is to read chapter 6. So if you're into this and you're like, you know what, let me go ahead and check that book out, read it from the beginning. She gave me some different chapters, and there are exercises after each chapter to do. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was looking at everybody sideways. Even my 5-year-old. She was like, not your 5-year-old. Like, that's how my therapist is. That's the kind of relationship she and I have. It's just great. So I encourage you again, if you've been thinking about getting a therapist and you're like, oh, I'll just wait, or I really don't need it, I'll just go to church. You need therapy and church. You need therapy and a relationship with God. Those are two different things. Just going to church is not going to help you. It's not going to heal you. It truly isn't. You're going to get a good word. You're going to get a good hallelujah, but you got to put in the work. So I encourage you to go do that. But that's pretty much what I got going on, y'all. I have the rediscovery of me, taking a step back, not putting so much stress on myself because I'm thinking about everybody other than myself. What? Thinking about my kids. Like, my kids are going to be taken care of no matter what. That's an automatic. But for me, because I'm worried about everybody else, I'm forgetting about myself. That does not work. So I'm heavy on the choose me. Love me, Jasmine. If you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, you understood that reference. Anyway, y'all, let me look at my notes to see if there's anything else that I could add to this impromptu, non-bullet point episode. No, that's it. Oh, I do want to add this, actually. This is very, very important. And I went to my GYN this past week because I was talking to her about some concerns I had. And she said, and then I saw it on a video and it was worded a lot more in depth, but women with ADHD, if you're experiencing possible perimenopause, those days before your cycle, your moods are a lot more magnified in women with ADHD. For me, I have been struggling emotionally every fucking month, and I had other things going on in life, right, that contributed to that. But because I'm understanding myself and rediscovering myself, and also understanding what ADHD is in me and how it's hereditary, and how my grandmother had it, my mom had it, I have it, but now I know what it's called, and I'm dealing with it, and I'm treating it, and I'm doing all the things that I need to do, because exercise does help, meditation, breaks in between tasks, shorter tasks. It's just, the list goes on. I think I'm going to make another episode on ADHD. Nevertheless, 14 days out of the month, I am Krabby Patty. I don't know why I'm irritable. I don't know why I want to be fuck the world. I'm looking at my kids like I'm going to, just irritable, just not in the best space. Then my cycle comes and I'm a whole nother person. It's because of PMDD and how it shows up heightened in women with ADHD. I went and got some labs done. Still waiting on those results to even see if I'm going through perimenopause. But yeah, it's a thing. And I also saw it on TikTok, educational wise. I know I say TikTok like it's social media. That's just what it is. It's very fucking educational. I'm learning so many things. But yeah, and I have a great GYN because I talked to her about how I don't like taking medications. I'm more of a supplement woman, holistic, natural, all of those things. And she told me the vitamins that help with certain things that can replace that rather than me going the Western medicine way. So hopefully all of this is brought together. But yeah. So if you're experiencing mood swings, you're wondering like, why is this happening? What's going on with me? Meet with your GYN. If you're keeping to yourself and you're going through things and you don't want to talk to your girlfriends about it and you hold it in internally, but you do want to let it out, journal and get therapy. Choose yourself first. If you're a mom like me that loves my kids, your kids are automatically always going to be taken care of. But you have to take care of yourself, because if you're not good, your kid's not good. And now my 5-year-old is asking me constantly, Mommy, are you happy? Because shit was just rough. So that's a major shit. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode. Y'all, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all so much. Life is great though. Life is getting better. There is sunshine at the end of this tunnel. I mean, it's here. The sunshine is here. And the reason why it's here, and even when I was talking to my sister about some stuff today, she was like, you know what though, sis? I love that you know what it is that you have to work on. Basically, she said it, she phrased it in a way like kind of like not saying like, you know how some people brush it off and they say, oh, you're going to be okay. No, it wasn't one of those things. It was like, but you know what's going on with you, so now you're handling it, kind of a thing. That's pretty much what she was saying. So if you all got something from today's episode, please go and give me a 5-star on the platform that you're listening to me on. Also, whatever platform that is, be it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, leave a comment. I want to hear from my listeners. I see y'all listening. I want to hear from y'all. So drop me a comment. I keep my comments on Spotify. Give me a 5-star. Share this with your peers. Share this with your fellow moms. Spread the word, because someone needs to hear this, because someone is going through exactly what it is that I just shared. You're not alone. Mom, you are not alone. Mom, you know what help you need to get for yourself. Honey, take care of you first. Peace.